In regards to like knowing your rights, that's why I just want to get straight into it. If police with this stop and search thing is getting crazy, it's always been crazy. It's always been crazy, but it's just like
it's getting a bit mad now, isn't it? Yeah.
By the way, did you see that video of them youths getting stopped and then like one of the donnies who was filming tried to back his boy with
saying things in it.
Saying a couple things, but it was barely.
Did it went left the line.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
so can you give the people the real script of like, right, cool. If you get stopped, what's the procedure or stuff like that?
Well then, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone is currently locked in right now. This your boy D Tiger representing the Tiger Show each and every Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight. I've got a couple of special guests with me. Would you mind like to introduce yourselves?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tyrell Davis Dublin. I also go by the name Prospect. That about everyone. I'm here with my boy.
Come on, 13, the Panther.
That's like the funniest introduction.
You gotta learn the date.
Yeah, so I got to ask, so just put like your name, how did that come about, sirs?
I'm born on Friday the 13th, and the Panther thing's bros thing, so we just stuck at the end so they know you get me. So they know what I got.
Wait, would you have done the same number thing if it was like your birthday was like the first?
No, because I wasn't born then, innit?
No, but I'm saying like if your birthday was on the first, like...
Yeah, it's not really... I don't
know if that run. Put yourself one Panther.
One Panther.
That sounds like a Rasta man could be that one, innit? One Panther.
Right, no, say no more. Obviously, welcome to the show and that.
Oh man, pleasure being here. Thank you for having us, man.
Once again, but you know what? Yeah, I purposely wanted to bring you on the show because I wanted to make this one more educational. You get me?
Seriously.
Like other shows that I've had, have obviously had their own different concepts as to why I brought them on the show. With you, by bringing Prospect on the show, there was a reason behind it. I know that he's mad full of knowledge. He's working on so many different projects, and the fact that he's trying to, he hasn't forgotten where he's came from as well. You get me? And trying to do his thing for the youth, I definitely respect it.
Oh, come on, fam, I appreciate
Each
that.
and every time.
Oh, serious.
So I just wanted to start by asking, what made you, start getting into this politics and want to start helping the youth and that?
You know what is it? It was lack of opportunity, my bro. It was literally being in school and not getting access to opportunities that I knew that I was personally interested in. Whether that at the time I wanted to be an investment banker, and I was thinking opportunities when you're in a sixth form to go into investment banking very scarce, especially when you're coming from a demographic of South Norwood. So I'm seeing rather opportunities to get involved in this sector of work, not getting access to, and I'm seeing what my time is being spent on elsewhere, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah. I'm saying, alright, cool. It's not even necessarily that I'm not interested or that I want to be out here. It's literally because there's not the right opportunities for me to be doing the things that I want to be doing. But I was still personally ambitious myself, so I wanted to figure out why. Do you understand? I wanted to think, alright, cool, there's no opportunities out here, but why is that though? Because there should be. Do you get what I'm saying? Generally, there just should be. Full stop. I believe there should be anyway. And if they don't want bad youths out there on the road, there should be opportunities for them to do other things. So I went to investigate, bro. Big man thing, that's the only word man can use, because I wanted to find out where these opportunities was and why they weren't being put in front of my friends' faces. Because as you can tell, there's some people out there that don't have the same ambition. Like you got ambition, for example, you've got your own show. There's certain people who won't have been supported the way you probably haven't been supported, but they ain't got a show, do you get what I'm saying? Probably doing other things, you get what I'm saying? So it's not even that the youths are bad, they're just not given the right opportunities. So man started going to networking meetings, business expos, just going with my suit on and just saying, what do you provide young people, or what help do you provide, what opportunities do you have? And what I come to find, bro, is there was a lot of opportunities out there, bro. I'll be so real, meeting certain people. I got access to one opportunity when I was 15 called the Takeover Challenge in Croydon Council.
Wait, at 15?
At 15, bro. Yeah, man.
Did you feel like you was going to say 16, 17 or
nah,
something?
Bro,
when you finished school, you was looking for all these things?
No, it's live. The journey started early, bro. Literally, because I had a teacher. You know, you got that one teacher at school that sees potential and you don't give up.
Facts,
so shout out Mr. George and that man. Used to touch his head and that, his bald head. He used to have a head. I love him too much. You know what, Mr. George, innit? I love Mr. George, bro. Big up Mr. George, innit? But he said to me, this is what I'm saying, outside connections that he had with this woman called Julie. He said, "Raw, you need to go and speak to this woman. She's got opportunity that's coming up." So this wasn't in school opportunities. It's not something that was provided in school. This is something outside. He used his own network and his own initiative. And I went down there, checked her out, and that's when I did my first project. And then I did this takeover challenge thing where I got to replace the role of a woman called Emma Linsdale, and she was the economic director for all of Croydon, innit? So the first thing I did when I went in there was 15, bro. I had to chair a meeting. So man sitting at the head of the table, and there's like 15 colleagues of Croydon Council.
Was this a serious thing or
serious
like
thing, bro? No keke, no joke. Man's bro, she's briefing man before, and I'm thinking, is this woman telling me to do the things I'm about to actually do? Like she said, right, you got to chair this meeting. This is the agenda. I'm thinking I ain't heard these terms before. So this is why I'm saying when it comes to the youths, you need to put them in the field that they want to be in quick and let them grow in there. It's not a big thing about just training them.
But then did you want to do this from early?
Yeah, bro. I also wanted to try that out.
This is only at 15, bro.
I also wanted to try that out. Because they're the people that's in power, bro. We don't have not much power, do you get what I'm saying? Man, they can bang out on roads, but what are you changing, bro? You can't get a credit card, innit?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's real, you get me? It's real, so... Bro, at that point, bro, it was only at that point when man was sitting at the head of the table, and this is when, I don't know if you don't know, but we was used to get a Westfields regeneration in Croydon. We was going to get a Westfields.
I think
I don't know. If you don't know about that, we we're going to get a mad gentrification, a mad Westfields come, but obviously COVID's come, council has been doing it 1 year.
Plus Croydon's got everything anyways, fam.
Yeah, dig. So that's not really come about no more, but sitting at the head of that table and just seeing all of the colleagues basically listening to what man had to say just gave me the belief and allowed me to see that as possible. Do you get what I'm saying? For the older generation to listen to us and to actually take note, because from that point I was invited back to future meetings and stuff like that. So I think that's where it started, because a lot of young people aren't in those rooms, so they don't get the opportunity to share their perspective. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's where I started, bro. And once I started networking and going to these meetings and finding out there's opportunities there, I wanted to get these opportunities in front of the right people. So Conway, for example, I know you would have known in school, a lot of youth I wanted to do construction. Yeah. Conway released 100 apprenticeships that you could take from when you was like 16 or something going onwards. That won't be marketed at man's school. But man's learning that it's politics behind this. It's only because there's no money involved in. If the school and the opportunity provider don't have a contract or something where they're getting paid per student that takes the job or something, there's no incentive for them to market it. So my brethren aren't getting roads, so now they're going on road as a result of that. So it's like, how are we cutting out the middleman and cutting out the politics now? So I started to build like a little database where relationships that I had with Conway and stuff, and I would just say, let me know what you've got, and just let my brethren know, let people know what's at least there. So I just wanted, my goal, bro, is not to save the world and be no superhero and change everything. My thing is, I want badness to be really selective. I want you to, if you're a bad man and claim to be a demon, I want it to be a thing where you've chose to do that because you're just wanting to do that. It's not because you've got traumas that you weren't helped with, or you weren't introduced to no opportunities, you didn't get support here and there. No, I want all the opportunities to be there, all the support to be there. So if you choose to be a bad man and you lose your life or whatever, there's not really much sympathy, do you understand? But what man's clocking is man's chatting to these youths every week. You see the parties that we go to now. When man go outside in the smoking area and that, man's speaking to them, it's like, we're here celebrating the things we're doing in a week.
Yeah,
what you here, like, you here celebrating, you here partying, it's like, yeah, but man just trappy, or man just doing this, like, what you want to do? Man's got a clothing line, look, it's like, you're showing me things like, what are you trying to do with that? Man just needs help with photography or so. It's like, I know hella photographers, bro. There's little links that we could be making if we just spoke to each other, bro. And I'm just trying to break down the barriers of, when you see another black youth, you don't start talking like that. You don't, like, naturally, even people say if you don't come across with a certain energy, because of this evil eye thing, people don't want to show you their plans too much, do you know what I'm saying? Don't know who's hating on your thing and that. So I found it's a bit hard to talk and have real conversations that are actually beneficial, do you get what I'm saying? But really and truly, bro, I feel when I speak to people, at least, I see the innocent them, like the them that was probably in school before they picked up all the traumas of the fake friends, the OT trips where they got shagged and all this bullshit, where they now are doing knife wielding and ready to do man of dirty because of the traumas they faced already. Man, when I'm speaking to you, I'm seeing them before all of that, and I'm saying fuck all of that. I hear that, I've got that trauma too, but I'm not trying to talk about all of that right now. It's irrelevant. What do you actually want to do? And they can show man that. And my thing is, raw, if you've got these youths that are ready to change, and if they was given the right opportunity, then why is all these men that are funding and these counsellors, what are you lot doing then? Because we've actually got youths that are prepared to change their life, and you're just coming through bullshit opportunities. That's why no one's taking it. You're coming through Tesco jobs and all this bullshit. So of course the man is not going to do that. If you see 10 a week in OT, why am I going Tesco, bro? Unless you'll show me how to start and register my business, you're not going to change. So that's why man put on this Black Panther mask and show them I'm not ramping either, because man's lost youths that have showed me their business plan, bro, and then the next day they've been chinged up and died. And it's like, rah, you're showing me your business plan and the next day you've lost your life. Do you know how much trauma that is for me? But I got to swallow that, bro, and say, rah, right, cool, I know what man's doing is serious. That's why I don't watch no other man. Every man can fold around me, I don't mind that, because I know I've got my own vendettas to make. But it's like, cool, if that's the case, man wants to find out what the hell does bro want to do. I want to find out, counsellor, you've just taken bro, man's in these meetings finding out these men are taking £370 million from the treasury and that, bro. There's not little man money man, I think they're making OT bread you think OT bread is bread?
No, that's all.
Bro, once my business is patterned, I can make OT bread in a week doing training courses, bro. You understand? That's a different game, that's a different ball game, but they don't teach us how to pattern like that. That's why we're stuck at this low vibrational frequency, fam. But when you learn game, that's why I put on the mask and do how we did it in the 60s. So you've got to learn game and bring it back to your community, fam. This platform is the right place to be doing it. All the positive media needs to get shown, because all of the time the negative stuff keeps getting shown all the time. But bro, when we went to City Hall, other than the vlog that man did, where was that shown, bro? Nobody saw that. No one saw that, bro.
Showing that, I'll be real.
And be real, on that day, how did you find that event? And you can be completely honest, like, you get it.
You get it, man's in City Hall, I'm in London, I'm not outside doing what maybe I might be normally doing. I'm in London seeing there's business opportunities here as well, you get it? So it's a different thing to see, and in a way it keeps you motivated, you get me? That way you're like, there's different paths out here for me to go. Like, again, you was talking about trauma, and it's the fact is, it's not wrong, because there's a lot of men out there that don't have opportunities, and they're getting traumatized, and now they're thinking, I have to do this because of this trauma, or you get it? It's real life, and there's no opportunities like that. Where if I didn't know Prospect, you think I'm having that opportunity to be there? No. Let's be real. It's not happening. If I didn't know my man, it would have been like that. That's what a lot of other people are having.
You do. I don't think that's right. Do you think that's right though?
Yeah, no, that's not right.
That's not right, fam. Like, man,
that's horrible, bro.
You get me? That's man don't out there for the clout, bro. And the homie just like, there should just be a pathway. That's why I even say to them, man, when we're talking about man's on them for tangible solutions and stuff, I'm saying, even we need to be campaigning as a people and saying, same way in a crisis, or if a man gets chinged, we call 999, for example. If a man's going through a mental health crisis or needs advice, anonymous advice, why can't a man call 888 and get anonymous advice there and then? Things is happening in people's lives and they're getting no mentorship or no senior qualified advice from no one that they look up to. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just being programmed by media and whatever the devil wants us to be seeing. All these men that are in society that are changing the goals and of young people to make us glorify all these different types of stuff. That's why we don't feel successful. Like right now, you're pushing hard. Like man feels like if man's not doing all of this stuff that you've seen, I still don't feel like man's doing enough, bro. Right now, I still don't feel like man's doing enough. I'll be real. I still don't feel like man's doing enough. Cause really and truly, man's got to keep up with them, man. If I'm being real, cause them man are changing my audience and making them turn rodded. So if I'm not doing as much as them, man, and having as much of an impact. You get me? There's a difference between making an attempt at doing something and actually completing the mission. You get what I'm saying? Like a man can, you tried to win 100 meters, you tried your best, thumbs up, but you still came second. And then there's winning, and there's actually completing the mission. And at the end of the day, if you need someone to complete the mission, you're gonna call someone who can do the job. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm tough on myself certain times. The man goes hard because at the end of the day, we're not here for effort no more. We need to actually rise up and say, we need change right about now. And there needs to be opportunities out there, but go through my boy, man.
I'm gonna that was a real bar still, I don't know, boy. So when you went to City Hall, what was that about? So I remember you going in that, but at the same time, I don't fully know like what your whole mission was behind that. You know what I mean?
That was a networking meeting, man. You know, you open the doors, man.
Was that the one when you were on the ITV?
No, that was Downing Street, I think, you know. That was Downing Street. Another one.
Don't you doing big man shit?
No game, not play. I'm serious. No, the City Hall one, that's what I was able to bring bro to, man. Kicked open the doors to that place, man. Shout out Darwin and Jerome, my managers and that, man, as well. He said, because they sold the building now for you know that man don't even own that building. I think it's some people in Dubai, yeah, I think it's some people in Dubai or something that own it. I think it will get changed to restaurants and that, bro. You know, that's the next Hakkasan or something, my boy. That's the terrace views, the terrace views is gonna be mad. But yeah, so I'm just saying, before we sell the building, people need to see what man's seen. Just so like what bro said, it needs to be an option. Like, right, if I want to do the positive thing, at least I've been exposed to that. You get me? So
yeah, I get that. Still.
Boy, man, we invited some businesses up there that had opportunities to provide. Then we invited that you. That for you?
No, nothing to that kind of stuff.
Then we invited some like young people. We had obviously because of COVID-19 messed us up, so you couldn't fill out the capacity. You had to half it. But you just had like food and stuff there, hot food, drink, and then the young people could just come in and it's network with the business and stuff like that. But even still with things like that, I understand young people to the point where I feel like in future the next events that we're doing, I don't feel like we should allow it to run like that, where we're just letting the businesses just be freely to network with young people. Because like I said, some of us are coming from disadvantaged communities. Not only have we not been upskilled to communicate sometimes like that, to initiate a good conversation, have a good conversation to find out what you offer or what man can get involved in, but sometimes I've got traumas and that as well. Like I don't want to come and talk, or I'm not social with you, I'm so introverted. That's what man was clocking a lot of the time as well, innit? So I would rather have like tables or something, just say one like for a different sector, like one say construction, one say IT, one will say like arts and stuff like that, or media, so that you can go to whatever table to find out whatever relevant opportunities is for you, and initiate a conversation like that, and then that way you can just, I just want young people to have support, bro.
So going back to that trauma thing, because to be honest, that's actually a big part in it. I thought that's very important. What have you done to actually try to work on that, or what do you think is like the best solution? Because to be honest, come where we're all from, like there's a lot of shit that we see, a lot of things that we deal with, but at the same time, unfortunately, like literally we just have to just get on and deal with it, you get me? So what's like your opinions on that?
How do you deal with your trauma, boy?
I don't even know, man. Just won't get away, innit?
See, it gets like that.
There's not really much you can do, really.
Yeah, man's a spiritual man, so I pray in that still. I'll be real, like I wrote my crystals and that. Yeah, I know that every negative aspect of my life is a draw out of a character that I no longer want to be. So what's the point? I'm responsive, not reactive to a lot of situations now, and I just weigh it up whenever a situation presents itself to me. And I was like, is this worth the draw out, or?
It's a door open.
I'm just like, is it worth the draw out? Is it worth reacting to it, or if it's more trouble than it's worth than it seems, then I'll just leave it, just ignore it, and just cut off your attention to it, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, like I said, I'm spiritual, so I just lean on God, man. If I'm honest with you, and just pray. Because a lot of the time, if you want to be big, you have to be part of something bigger. That's what I feel, and God is bigger from my perspective. So, yeah.
Of course, so go on to you. If you didn't meet, as you said, if you didn't meet him, you'll be on a different path.
Yeah.
What was your life like before me and Prospect?
Before me, there was no really before, bro. Like, I was putting in the perspective of someone else, but I've known him since I was born.
Okay.
My mum is one of my friends as well, you get it?
Okay, I get you still.
Pretty much family, you get it? But for someone else's like perspective, it's a different thing, isn't it? So I was just making sure more than one perspective was understood, just so people could really understand what it is.
I'll say, if you didn't know man at all, would you say would you feel that, you see what my thing is, bro, and why I get angry at authority and why man even takes the piss with this here represents that I'm not a pawn for them. Because when I'm over there in suits and stuff, I don't look like you man no more, do you understand? So you don't identify with me as much no more, especially if I'm up there for long periods of time. I'm not licking the man there.
What, wearing this?
No, not if I'm not wearing that. If I'm just wearing suits and I'm just talking like them and I'm just on ITV and I'm a suits man, that's what it looks like from a community perspective, innit?
Yeah.
That's why man wears that, to show you man that I'm not one of them, you understand? I'm still a voice for you lot. So same way I wear that, he puts that on, same tracksuit, same face. No matter how much they put man on TV, we're still even, it's still equal, it's still the same, exactly the same, you get. that's how man's building man's community. Because what I've clocked is that what they do with community leaders is they take them out of their community by giving them achievement, but they don't give them movement. And they'll give them little news, little awards and shit, take them out. But then, I was finding I can't really relate to the trappers and that no more. If I'm not trapping or if I'm not in certain environments no more, when we're linking up, what's the topic of conversation if man can't relate to that lifestyle no more, do you get it? So I was clocking, man can't let that happen, otherwise I can't end up helping the people that I intended on helping. So that's why man wears that, so at least you lot know, like, I don't understand it too much, but sure he's taking a piss or like this isn't serious kind of thing. But what I was saying is, if you didn't see none of this, I feel like I'm the only one that's giving him any hope to hold on to any reason to want to be positive. You get what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, there's not really much out there incentive wise to stay positive. I don't feel that, and I feel like with a lot of youths out there, they've seen the movement and stuff. I don't have an ego whatsoever, and I'm happy that's had this impact in it. But I feel like I see it and they're holding on. But if there's not proper results and stuff that actually start to come through, then there's not going to be much incentive for a lot of the youths right now that are holding on to this positive thing for them to stay on it, because there's families that have to be fed and there's things that have to get done in it.
So going through your track record, what opportunities have you actually been able to make for like people?
So from one of the first ones I did was West Croydon Carnival, the coaches. So it was a talent show that we did. It's cold, so it did a Prospect talent show. It shut off London Road from by Casper's at the top to the end of Montague Road by like London Road.
I'll Google Maps that after.
Yeah, if you don't know it, look off the road there. So we had the councillors come down, we had the talent show put out a stage, and that way like interviewed the young people, gave them auditions and stuff. So I allowed them to basically come with whatever talent they had, and if they was confident enough to actually showcase it, come and showcase it to their community. And we had like Finesse Forever as one of the judges. We had another celebrity judge, and this way there was a cash prize and stuff like that. That opportunity, that's one of the first ones that I did. That for me was a thing where I don't want to be the one that fulfills and sees everyone to their end destination or their goal. I just want to be that form of interconnectivity. I just gave you that chance to get seen by the right person, and now you're doing your thing. You get what I'm saying? So that was the first one. And then other than that, it's been more like apprenticeships and my course, like giving employability training and making sure that young people have their goals set out to know.
You have your own course?
Yeah, bro. I got my own course. Man gets paid to like go to Peru and that to teach it. Like, I got my own class. Like I have like Mr. Prospect class and that. It's mad, isn't it?
They actually call you Mr. Prospect?
I let them call me what they feel comfortable calling, but they call me Sir, Panther, or that's what you tell me.
I personally, when I feel like hey youngers call me Sir or something, I'm like,
I don't really like it.
It feels weird. I know like I'm still young, like, nah, man.
I don't want to be old, G. I don't want to get old yet. For old mindset wise, I don't want to be old, so I say, call man Panther. Man just goes through everything that we didn't get taught in school and that I found effective in life is what man just teaches in there.
Like what?
So mindset training in terms of, I give them the rule in terms of, first of all, you got to take responsibility over your life. Like no handouts, no one's going to help you.
Facts.
That's the first thing. Don't think these teachers, or what are you actually doing? If you're chilling here and you're actually bantering in school, like what are you doing? Like man's actually breaking it down for them real, and when a lot of these youths are gassed as well, innit? Like with this badness stuff, so you kind of got to not expose them to certain
they're at that
things.
age though, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Some like teenagers,
Yeah.
Like everyone had that gas like moment. You would eventually get humbled at some point, innit? Meet your match, but yeah. Cause like when you talk about youngies, yeah, like for me, when growing up, like I had a youth club, innit?
Mhm.
So like that played a massive part in like me. I was gonna say becoming who I am, but it kept me off streets. It kept me like I had somewhere to go during summer. You get me, fam? All the time, like there ain't no gang spots. Like we need like. By the way, people, whoever's locked, when I say gang spot, it's just chilled spots, innit? Like, places to hang out. You get me? It's not every day you want to be inside a park. Like I got hay fever.
Cold, man.
Like so, being inside a youth club where it's just like cool, you know, you go there, you chill with the man. They had the studio there. You had your pool table there, table tennis, places just to chill, whatever games. And that, but then like more times now, there ain't that many youth clubs out there I'm seeing. I was like, rah, that one got closed up, that one got closed down. Where can you be chilling now? You get me?
Boy, bro, how can you set expectations on young people but then not support them to get there? I don't understand.
But you see how everything's about money now.
You get it?
Yes, that's how it is. Like they don't want to give opportunities because they realise that it don't pay, and especially being in the pandemic as well. Do you get it? They're realising that there's not money in it, so they can change them buildings into something else, which is wrong. Again, they're taking away opportunities from the community. Do you get it?
Bro, you know how much buildings there actually is, bro. Like, be real, like, I don't understand it, really and truly. I don't understand how a lot of the issues that we face in the community haven't been solved. It's like, what's a community issue that you feel that's in the issue, like an issue in the community right now? Like, don't have to be a main one, but what's any issue? And see right now, like, if you can't come up with any little tangible solution that will at least impact it a little bit, and see if the councillors or politicians have done anything along the lines of that.
Well, I'm gonna break it down to knowledge still. Cause there's a lot of lack of knowledge in it in communities. Things like, let me say, like knowing your rights. You get me? For example, and if we're talking about young people, I'm going to stop and searches. It's just like knowing your rights, bruv. I didn't know my rights. I was never taught that. Like, it's just go with the flow, like, you get me? Like, that's how, like, you know, like, Fed be, like, adding extra shit, like.
You know your rights now?
Huh?
Do you know your rights now?
I'm getting there bit by bit, I'm moving the camera.
Bro, you know this ain't no gazy, bro.
Huh?
You know what this represents, bro. You know when they broke my hand, bro, man's an advocate for that, bro. Man, they used to get searched all the time, bro.
I remember when you came on my show and said that, and I thought,
you get me, you saw that.
One.
So listen, if you haven't already, everyone make sure you check out on Instagram the Prospect Panther. I've got a stop and search guide on there, which will show you all of your rights and show you how to navigate around the full boy them when they want to use grounds that don't really exist.
You able just to do like a quick like summary of it?
Of course. So
after these messages, we'll be right back.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyrell Prospect live and direct, and today I'll be speaking to you on behalf of a persona that I made, the Prospect Panther, who teaches and upskills young people about their rights, knowledge when it comes to the police, just so they don't get abused and bullied when it's unnecessary, put it that way. So I'll introduce everyone to, first and foremost, there's 3 different types of stop, and this is what they don't teach you. We're more familiar with stop and search, but they don't teach us about stop and account and stop and talk. So these are 2 other things. So similarly, just to like when I was the last time on the show, boom, during the stop and talk, bro, do you think the policeman has got any rights? What does that sound like to you? What does a stop and talk sound like?
Stop and talk really kind of just sounds like, like just having a conversation.
It's a casual chit chat, right? So what, do you have the right to ask you for where you live and what you're doing in the area and all them kind of things there?
I would assume no, because it's just a casual. If it's a casual conversation, like.
No rights. The officers have no rights at that point, so it's usually during a stop and talk that we find ourselves getting mistreated by police because they'll use grounds or rights that they don't actually have. So at that point they'll start asking for information on us, why we're in the area.
Wait, so what's a stop and talk?
So a stop and talk is literally a police officer coming up to you and saying like, you alright mate? How are you doing today? Why are you in the area? Those kind of things. You don't have to respond to none of that. Because I don't have no grounds as an officer. You've not committed no crime, caused no injury, harm or loss. Why do I have the right to not ask you where you live and take your details and all that kind of stuff? You're just another civilian. So the next thing would be is a stop and account. So the stop and account now is where you might be not suspicious, but someone in the area maybe that you've not seen before, and they want to stop an account. You need to account for why you're in the area basically. So it's literally what it sounds like. And during a stop and account, people, the police still have no rights and they still have no grounds to go forward with anything. But during a stop and talk and a stop and account, they're looking for stuff on you. Do you get what I'm saying? They're looking for reasons to take this stop and talk and this stop and account to a stop and search. So you just gotta give them basically as least as they can, less reasoning basically to be suspicious of you or want to take it further.
I hear that.
So you're clear on those first 2 so far, yeah?
So, stop and account, stop and talk is just casual conversation.
Casual chit chat, bro.
Stop and account is, cool, like, suspicious movements, what you do around here, sort of thing. But again,
they still have no rights, no ground, they can't ask you for nothing. You've not caused, until you've caused injury, harm or loss, or you may be a perpetrator of a crime, and they've stated that to you, you don't have to get them nothing, bro. But they don't tell you. That's what I say. They don't tell you about these stats, man. They don't.
Well,
tell
the
you
funny
about
thing
that.
is, like,
They don't tell you
they
about
only like man end up in more trouble than what they need to be. Obviously, I know how obviously like, police and the brutalities all types of like. But other times it's just like they like literally as you're saying with the stop and account, stop and talk. Like the police really have nothing on you, but then like when you start moving a little bit mad,
That's when they say, alright,
so it's like right, okay, so you're kind of giving like giving away some information that you know that they don't even know.
That's why they'll ask you certain questions. That's why I'll clock. A lot of they never stops as it never starts as a stop and search. Otherwise, they will come over to you and touch you straight away and say, "Right, you're detained. You've got CCTV footage or whatever saying you may be a perpetrator or suspect of a crime." That's grounds. If they come over to chat to you, from when any officer comes to speak to you before they've gone to do nothing, you don't have. From when they come to speak to you, just know you're good in the hood. That's all I gotta say. From when they come to speak to you, you're good. And you can ask this officer at the forefront, you can say, "Officer, is this a stop and talk? Is this a stop and account? Or are you attempting a stop and search?" Because if you're trying to do a stop and search, let me know your grounds. I want your grounds written on paper. I want the stop and search report. I want your number. By the time they hear all of that, they don't even want to go through with it. I'll be real. Countless times if I slap that on them, they're like, it's a long day. So you can say that. Or they can say, no, it's just a stop and account. Or no, it's just a stop and talk. And if they say that, you can say, right, I don't really want to talk to the Jake boys. And just keep it stepping and say, move.
Alright, cool. So what happens when it comes down to a stop and search?
Well, you're kind of finished at that point now because this pretty Patel woman is kind of passing everything that she wants under the sun.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that recently.
They tried to say, bro, not only was we already fighting a losing battle, but they tried to now say that officers don't even need like reasonable grounds for the search.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Bro, what are you talking about? So imagine, like, do you get it right now? Imagine now, police can come up to you and say, "Rah, like, we think you look like someone who committed a robbery the other day. So we're gonna take you
to be honest, unfortunately.
They can create grounds basically out of thin air, ladies and gentlemen. So I advise everyone be very careful. And what I've learned through this walk, like being an activist and a social activist for this kind of stuff, is that you can't win like when it comes to this kind of stuff. So what you need to do is just clue yourself up on your answers. Think commonly, like use your common sense, critically think. This is what has been switched off for a lot of people. But what I advise, because I have a course where I teach some people about stop and search, their rights, especially refugees, because they can't even speak English at time, so they get bullied by the police the most. So I just try and help them and give them like a little receipt kind of thing that where they can basically take the officer's information and that. And what I say to them is, rah, if you ever get stopped by an officer anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, the cheat code, the hack up the matrix, just say you're here to buy trainers.
I put your foot down, bro.
You say you're here to buy trainers, shout out nice. If you say that, bro, it's a cheat code because it's like, raw. If they say to you, join a stop and account, if they're trying to suss out why you're here, they're gonna say, why are you in this area? I'm here to buy trainers. Why have you got this quantity of this large amount of money on you? I'm here to buy trainers. Why do you look confused and lost like you don't know where you are? I'm here to buy trainers and I can't find the shop just yet. All of the questions, I'm not even sure if I should have put that one out there yet because they might try glitch, like patch that out the matrix. No, what's the people them? They need this, they need this. This is what I teach, they for real.
Until Prospect Panther talks again.
Yeah, the tool, yeah.
We'll come over and hack for you, like, yeah.
But for now, if you literally just come out with probable cause, like reason, or enough justification from your perspective to make them not suspicious of you basically. It's only when you start not coming with answers, being evasive and that, then they're saying, rah, you're not answering our questions, so we need to find out. And to be honest with you, with how the streets move nowadays, I don't blame them wholeheartedly because you know how the roads are out there. Sometimes they want to find out why you are in this area, innit?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that leads to people like myself, yourself, out here doing positive things, getting criminalised when we ain't doing nothing too tough.
But then don't you think it's nerves as well? Like, so I remember like the first few times, it's like, well, obviously like, you don't know your rights, you don't you just want to get out of that situation ASAP, so what are your thoughts on that?
They don't teach us it because why would you teach or oppress like the ones you're planning to oppress how to not be oppressed? It don't make no sense. It's like giving someone, your enemy, the cheat codes to beat you.
Right.
Do you get it? Why would I tell, if I wanted, and it's not, I've had to be mature enough to understand it, it's not in an evil way, like they're trying to just, some of you officers, you're bad. But it's not all of you, innit? I've G-checked a lot of officers and some of them are cool. And they've said, at the end of the day, they just want to find out a little piece of information about you or talk to you. They should be able to engage with you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's only because we know how the roads are right now that they feel the need to go and how they're going on. But yeah, you move, man.
So it's the best thing to do, like, if you're in a situation where the police are, in fact, let me just say harassing. Or like, you know, trying to force this search. Well, actually, God knows what's going to happen now, so you can tell I'm talking, but it's just like, what's the best way to, if you feel like you have been harassed, what's the best way to deal with it?
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, in the year 2022 at least, and it won't be like this forever, all we can do is report them, file a complaint. Because there's people like myself, for example, I'm a youth consultant for the Mayor of London, so I can work off the number of complaints that the Met gets and say, you lot are stopping and searching a disproportionate amount of young black people that are coming back with complaints saying that they've been criminalised, they weren't guilty of carrying nothing, so your stop and search was unsuccessful, and you've now potentially, like, you've embarrassed someone, potentially made them hate police, all of this kind of stuff. So how effective is stop and search? I can use those statistics to back that argument. Without those statistics, I can't back that argument, and no other activist can. So if we don't, as we do now, when I'm leaving here, I might get arrested. If I don't go home and file that complaint and say, I've been mistreated, or make something out of this, then there's going to be no statistics or nothing like that to show that what they're enforcing doesn't work. So for us, it's all about really and truly, as I said, officers can make up grounds on the spot like that, so that you can't really win the battle on the spot. You're going to have to say, alright, cool, you're saying you smoke drugs, even though I don't even smoke cannabis or whatever.
Yeah, but if like they come up with random ground on the spot.
They have, bro, and they do, and they will.
What says like that? Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. I've tried every pathway trying to navigate out this thing. There's not ways. The only ways you can do is to stop it, to get to a stop and search in the first place by handling your stop and account properly. So when you come to chat to you in the first place, you better handle that on the, you right, mate? Like, well, go on the, like, you right, officer?
Wait, what's actually, like, what kind of things?
What can you say?
Yeah, like things they say.
Do you know what? It's
Obviously, not necessarily a whole script and that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's techie because no one wants to really talk. You get me? But like I said, just say the trainers thing, man. Say the trainer. If you don't want to speak to police, keep it to the trainers thing. If you're alright with speaking to police, then speak to them about ongoing issues in your community, how they could be doing a better job, how you think they're doing a good job. Divert it completely away, especially if you are involved. If you're involved out there and police come to you on a stop and account, it don't mean you have to flee the scene. I'm not giving advice on how to be bad or nothing, but if you engaged with that officer properly, they say that they can go on ride-alongs with them to get the downloads and to learn how they operate, so I know how to move. And they say they know whether you're a suspect within like the first 3 seconds of interaction.
3 seconds?
3 seconds. From when they come up to you, how you've responded in that first 3 seconds or reacted depending on how your mind works, they know whether to be transgressing that into a stop and search or whether you're...
What are the statistics for that, of it being true or false?
Boy, they'll make up whatever they want to say, I don't know.
Okay.
Only God knows. But they say for themselves that they know, you know when they have their own training and stuff like that, in their own workshops, that's what they get told. You're usually able to tell whether a suspect is a suspect within like the first 3 seconds of their engagement.
That's actually mad stuff.
If you got to think about it, if you got nothing to be scared about or nothing that you're doing, if a policeman turns around, you're more like, what do you want? Rather than
I feel like that's the case if you're talking about experience though. So exactly, it's the first time police like pull you over or like, you know, stop you or whatever, bro, like you can freeze on the spot. Like if you ain't used to that, obviously if I get something out, there's a
lot of statistics to back that, bro. The amount of people that's never had an engagement with police and then they have their first engagement with police and they're scared and they don't know what to do. The truth is really, what do you say? I think, to be honest with you, my call is the police need to have more engagements with communities to fit more in the community, so it's not a big of a deal like that no more. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, getting stopped by the police right now is like they're external members of our community that are causing harassment or alarm at this moment in time. But if they was more present at events or more present doing things other than trying to police and arrest us, but in a more positive manner, then maybe you'd have more natural engagements with them. So when it comes to cracking time and things like that, you'll know how to handle it a little bit more. But it's like, It's like me saying to you, how you gonna go and deal with that crocodile over there? It's like you ain't never dealt with a crocodile before. You get me, bro? If you ain't dealt with a crocodile.
Well, to be honest, like, let me flip it in it because I don't want it to always seem like the police are always in the wrong in that. Because at the end of the day, like with police, these are still normal people. Like these are just their jobs, innit? And sometimes they're like, have you ever just seen? I can't even just say younger because I've seen people my own age. Those are older. Like you're just like that. Like when they just see police, they'll be like, "Oh, like fuck the feds up," or like, "Oh, you pigs," da 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 da. And it's just like why? Like for what reason? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I've told a couple of my young boys don't do that. Still, I'll be real. Like, they've done that even around man. But my personal opinion towards that is if you don't have a reason to dislike the police personally, I think it's weird. That's my personal opinion. And if they've done something like break your hand, or even if you know about my story, your history, and you know what they did in history to like Panthers and stuff like that, that's a reason to be outraged and you can scream that. But if you have no knowledge on your history, they've not done nothing to you personally, but they did something to your brethren because he was doing something illegal, it's like, come on, bro.
But then even with that though, you can't say all police officers. No, it's specific police officers.
Yeah.
You can't just because you see someone inside a uniform, it don't mean they represent or that are in support of the bad ones. You get me? They're just unfortunately just all this. There's still people in it. You get me?
I feel, bro. What it is, I've spoken like New Scotland Yard is their like headquarters basically. There's people in there that know how the system's working ain't right, but they feel like so independent and by themselves that they can't implement the changes that they want to see across the Met because there's hierarchy there, bro. The police is the biggest gangs out there. You want to talk about gangs, it's the police.
Yeah,
do you know they don't like each other? There'll be a Wandsworth cop, like my mum call him cops, a Wandsworth officer with a squad car there, and they'll be driving in Croydon, and the Croydon police will look at the Wandsworth police and say like, what are they doing around there, kind of thing. Like,
I am dead.
My mothers, bro.
Wait, so police are beefing police?
Yeah, beefing police is beefing police, saying why they in our district and that. And I'm saying, raw. If you're doing that, how can you tell us not to do that? It doesn't make sense, okay? That don't make sense, man. But lead by example, ladies and gentlemen, man.
Oh, but I really don't like. For me, it's just the unprovoked. I remember like, alright, cool. When I was young, I remember like just doing it because like other people were doing it. But afterwards, it's just like, why am I calling out fans like obviously like after like once you start growing up.
What's your worst experience with them though?
Worst experience?
Yeah. This is something that I'm interested in. Wait.
Oh.
Let's see this.
Alright, are we talking about a time when I was in the wrong or on a calm level?
You can land it to the viewers and let's see if they're impressed with your story there.
Alright, cool. I'll say a time when I was innocent, It's like
So the time that I was innocent.
Yeah.
That's the only one you can disclose.
This is I think I was 18, Imagine bopping through Clapham Junction station, There's like a good probably about 30 officers just standing around the station. It was just bare of them, but like they didn't do nothing. So like I was walking through them wondering like, wow, like why you not all about in it? Like it's just weird. Get me top up my A-star, tap through. It's not even like I jumped the barriers or anything. If I did, then that would be like the dumbest thing to do in it, like just the worst time. But yeah, walk through all of them, tap, bro. I stood on my platform now. Next man, no. Excuse me, mate. What?
Oh, you did get pulled back. Okay, yeah.
Bro, I'm on the platform. I already bopped through them, tap through.
Yeah.
I'm already in like Ty Gibz world. Like my mind's
gone free. Yeah.
You get me? I'm on the platform now, waiting for my train. Probably like 3 minutes away or something. I'm in and excuse me, mate. I'm like, what? Oh, can we have a word? And it's just like, alright, cool.
Long day. Yeah, a long day.
Yeah, so like, right, like what? And he's just like, oh, like, you alright? Because like the way you just walked through us, like you just kept looking back. I'm just like, am I not like? Can I not look back? Sort of thing. Like, who probably didn't look back? If you're seeing a good 30 plus officers just about, of course I'm gonna look around thinking, like, what? But then it was like, And then from that now, my train came and left. And
you missed it?
Huh?
You missed your train? They made you miss your train?
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about?
Train 1.
You lot don't even know how much it costs.
Train 2. And by the way, train 3, bro, I was supposed to be going Leicester, innit?
Wait, bro, what did they have you there for so long doing, bro?
oh, they started checking my deals to see if I've done anything, this, that, and another. If only if I knew you back then.
Yeah, that stop and talk needed to get handled appropriately.
Bro, imagine missing 3 trains. I'm trying to get to Victoria to try and catch my coach.
Yeah. Oh.
Sort of thing. Miss my coach, by the way, dickheads.
See, he's got a reason to scream bundle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those specific officers, innit? They were all
yeah.
involved. I think they checked ID or something like that, or checked address, something dumb.
So we weren't even...
Just to find out, oh, you're innocent. Okay, you're free to go. Have a great day. I'm just like, Rob, can I get yeah, because I asked, Rob, can I not get
a lift? I would ask for a lift.
they definitely would have given me a lift. I was trying to ask for right, innit? Yeah. I'm like, oh no, since we didn't search you, like they went for that approach. I was just like, wait, what? Can you not at least write something for the coach station?
Yeah.
You get me? Like, man bought a ticket for this coach. And then they didn't give me nothing. I was like, oh.
So they dismiss you there and then with nothing, yeah?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. They do things like that and then wonder why there's the whole narrative around police how they are, because you lot don't even, not even you lot, the police doesn't take into consideration things like that, because even I've been stopped like that before, missed my bus, and it's made me miss my train when I'm going somewhere, and it's thinking, it's more than that little inconvenience that you're doing. Like, they might think they're just trying to stop and search you to keep the area safe, stop county lines, whatever, but when you're innocent, how inconvenience that's done to you, how it might make you feel towards police, bro.
Well, that could really change your mindset. Bro. That could really change your mindset. Yeah, and from there, man, going to obviously the court station, just like let me jump on the next coach and that. But it's just like I can understand why. Obviously, the hatred for police comes for. Obviously, it happens for so many different reasons. But yeah, like that was the time when I was innocent. Your story?
Boy. I say worst one was my hand got broken, but I touch on that too often, so I don't want to talk on that until they get held accountable for that one. But more time with police, I think the ones is when you're just getting stopped and searched in a random for no reason. It rarely happened now. Ever since 17 I learnt law, innit? That's self-appointed. I just went out there, googled it, all the information's online, so there's no excuses.
What was the not trigger point, but like what made you
go and do that?
Yeah.
I think when I saw the police make my brethren take off his socks outside the mallies and that, I was like, nah. I said, nah. I said, it's too much now. Like every day, bro, every day when you're finishing school, you're cooling. Like after school, you get your food, then you walk home. It's like these guys just want to come, bro, and just, bro, suspected for this and that. And it's like, cool, I hear that, but when you're not even doing that, that's double annoying, you know. When you're not even doing that, it's like, raw. Alright, now you're just genuinely wasting my time, and I'm seeing some of my guys with all, like, you know, when you got pockets out pockets when they're searching, you know, I'm thinking, bro, that's embarrassing. And most importantly, I was thinking I had an attitude problem and issues like with authority all the time. I always have, so I know I'm not doing that. Like, thankfully, that never happened to me. I've never had to do strip, none of that. But the day that had to happen to me, like if they tried to push down me, bro, I'll be real, it wouldn't have happened, innit? So I thought, let me try to learn the right way out of this hack, rather than go out wrong. You get me?
It's true, you know, like you're really choosing two paths. It's really just two paths.
It goes one way or the other, boy. Them. But what do you think needs to happen with them to get better?
What, in regards to?
Yeah, policing full stop. Cause say, right, just say you stepped in as PM now. Without order, there's chaos. You know that already.
Workshops.
What, with police? Without police?
With them.
With them. Then what?
So at least then you're getting some interaction in it. You get me? So try to learn your rights.
But you know, remember, you're a tug, you know the man them as well. I think the man them's not just pulling up to no police work.
Oh, at our age now?
Yeah, bro.
I was thinking about that for the youngest.
Nah, bro. Right now.
Us now.
You know it's techie, but what you doing to go back to undo everything that they've done? What would you do as a PM? That's the conversation them man are having, and they don't know the answers. That's why they just releasing this BS. But one thing that I want to do though, like what I think will work, is what I'm trying to do is partner with the police and partner with the ambulance, like NHS, because obviously I've seen when you're out there, obviously there's a lot of knife crime out there on the road. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you fall victim to it, sometimes you're perpetrator of it. Either which way, when someone has been hurt or injured, I feel like the people around, it does not help when they're just screaming, kicking up a fuss, and not doing absolutely nothing beneficial in the situation, innit? So I feel like it'd be better if all young people was, what do they call it, first aid trained. You get it? First aid trained, what to do if someone's been stabbed, or what to do if someone's got like a piercing injury or something like that. I'll just stop bleeding properly, that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's a fair point still.
You get me?
I see where you're going with that.
What man's gonna be doing is for big up LSBU in Croydon. They offered some space. I want to partner with police and partner with the ambulance, so we can host free workshops for young people to come in and learn what to do if someone has been stabbed. Meanwhile, I can teach them what to do during a stop and search, a little bit more in depth for how to handle a situation like that, so they don't get harassed or bullied, or the police will get held accountable after they do mess up. But I feel that way, I will go somewhere, if I know police and ambulance, alongside someone that's my brethren in it, that has made sure that the scene or the environment is cool for man to be in. If they're teaching me what to do if someone's been stabbed, so that if my friend gets stabbed in a situation, I can at least know what I'm doing instead of screaming around like a headless chicken. I'm telling you, certain situations are mad. If you can actually just preserve, stop the bleeding, lift whatever, apply pressure, and you know what to do until emergency services arrive, and the police has taught you that, or the ambulance has taught you that person.
Yeah, that definitely would help.
I feel like that's a reason, at least enough to rehabilitate or like reconcile a relationship. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if it was just me teaching or something, there ain't no reason. You get me? You might appreciate me teaching you, but if the police do it, you'll think, right, there's a reason to like the police amongst all the reasons to dislike them. Do you get me? So,
because even with that, I've never been there I've never witnessed anybody getting stabbed or anything. Because I know that right there, like, must be traumatizing. But I'm just like, boy, knowing that, like, if someone's kind of that, like, just been stabbed in front of you, you wouldn't even know what to do to try and save their life, sort of thing. Obviously, like, the screaming for help, calling 999, yeah. But again, when you're inside that situation, it's different. Because all, like, you know, I'm meant to make that word. Pressure ain't the word either, but like when you're in that situation, it's different compared to us talking now, and like when you're a lot more calm, like the adrenaline is a lot more
now
different.
you can think, bro, you get stabbed, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
I hate when I hear that,
no,
you know. Bro, if I was there, yeah, I would have shut up, man. Like, allow it. We don't like, nah.
See,
like for me, I'm a solution person, innit? I don't like hearing problems. So if I've come up with a solution that, alright, cool, could have been done better, I don't want to hear no egotistical, why don't you just do it like this though? Because at the time, this way just made sense, didn't it?
Yeah. That's our way, man. I just feel like there's a lot that can be done. I don't feel like a lot's being done, and I feel like the solutions that man's even coming out with aren't hard. It's not no rocket science that man's talking about. Everything that man's pitched, he even went to Boris Johnson's yard, I'm teaching his team, like, it's like, teaching you
what,
stuff.
you were support the parties or you went to go teach?
No, to teach, nah, I wasn't part of them parties. We did take a bit of wine and that, but
it's not a TNJ party.
Yeah, I won't. Make sure you get your tickets, like, serious. I was doing a festival soon, gang.
Serious.
But yeah, I don't know, I don't think I feel like the system, to be honest with you, is like this by design. I feel like they're trying to trigger a response from us or provoke us to do something where they can then ultimately gain a lot more power because they fear for safety. You dig? So make sure the man them stay woke. I just feel like everyone can just do their own research, man. Critically think for yourself and just make sure that you can't get bullied, because we're here as free spirits to just be fruitful and multiply, and that's about it. So, yeah.
Serious talk. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, man. Prospect Living on the gram. Prospect Panther on YouTube. Also a music artist now, trying to spread the frequency through music. So yeah, that's the message. Make sure you dab up and I'll see you there. DM me for anything and I'll refer you if I don't know the information myself, yeah?
I respect the honesty, innit? Shout out to everyone who's been locked in. I'm your boy, the Tiger, representing the Tiger Show each and every Monday from 10 PM to midnight.
Sign in.
Rap.
Let's get it. I'm happy with that.
So am I.
Yeah.